What?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was close. Mara. Oh no! What is that?
Oh my god, are you okay?
Mara, what channel is the stream on?
Mine!
You rampant slag.
Look at her blowhole. She has a fucking blowhole.
Oh,
What
she's
is
a,
that?
She's a glory hole in her head.
I can't do anything until the actual police get there.
So, like, what are you, even I was like, what are you, so stupid. You're a bigot if you don't find this appealing.
Oh man, then I'm a
That's
fucking
what
bigot. I'm 100% because this is disgusting.
Right here. Proud bigot, right here.
I need to calm down. I think
Okay, I'm entertaining the chat.
I enjoyed King Shark. Found it cute and adorable.
Which are words you shouldn't be associating with King Shark. I'm sorry. I'm like literally messaging.
Oh. It lasted a little bit long. This stream went on a little too long for Mara's internet. I don't care now. Oh my god, what is this? What happened? I've taken over somebody's studio. And you know what? I'm a little upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all.
Alright, well, I'm a little upset, but I'm not upset. I'm
not upset.
You rampant slag.
He listens to metal.
Oh, I really insulted him.
Yeah, you did that.
Fantastic Beast rhymes. Fantastic. Jesus, fuck. I can't talk right now. What do you think they do at the Ministry of Magic?
I'm just saying, you're saying it's been a perfect system for 1,000 years.
It hasn't been a perfect system. That's why I'm telling you they have departments in place for anything that were to happen. There's like this place that's like a drive-through daiquiri place. I drove through it.
When she says drove through it, she means the actual drive-through, not the building.
They have like 20-ounce drinks and then 32 ounces. I was like, you know what? Give me the 32 ounce. It is huge.
That's what 32 ounces is. 32 ounces is like 4 glasses.
I didn't realize. Hi, I'm Jason.
Oh my god.
This is Momoa.
I imagine you did laugh way too hard and too long at this.
Mara is my ride or die. I love Mara. I absolutely love that intro.
Hello, everybody. I gotta get like, more sounds, basically. Like better like applause sounds. But welcome, everyone. So we are having Talk Nerdy tonight. Next week, and I'll give this announcement at the end of the stream as well for those who tune in, late mid show or later in the show. We will be essentially skipping next Sunday because
kind of skipping, not really skipping.
Kind of skipping. I will be doing like a gaming stream on my channel because rather than work around MegaCon, what's going on, it's easier to do. Like for me to do a gaming schedule and basically talk shit, gaming news or like pop culture news with you guys. And then the 29th back on like a regular schedule with Talk Nerdy on her channel on the 29th. So that way it kind of works out to the way I was hoping because like April 5th, even though that's Easter Sunday, is also the Sunday before my birthday. So I'd like to have Sunday as kind of like a pre-birthday celebration on Talk Nerdy before my actual birthday on the 5th, where I will be doing a longish, I can't say how long of a stream I'll be doing because it depends on when I start, but my goal is to get to at least the official time of my birth, because I don't know about you, Steph, but growing up, every year, I was always reminded I don't officially turn a year older until the time of my birth, basically. So the official time given for my birth, which is 11:48 p.m., So I'm gonna be going like at least until then. So that way I hit my birth time on April 10th. So now I wouldn't go to MegaCon anyway. So nothing against it personally. But too busy with school, and I'd rather use that weekend for like gaming streams, because the following week I pretty much, other than like the gaming stream I do Sunday, I will not be able to stream at all. Just about the entire week because of classes and other, stuff going on in my personal life. Nothing bad, but wouldn't be able to stream. So I kind of would want this coming weekend basically to be able to stream. So because of, like I said, my schedule moving forward near the end of this month.
So next week she's going to be unsupervised.
Yeah.
And playing games. And then the week after that.
I finished Resident Evil 9.
Did you?
So, yep. I finished Resident Evil 9.
I was like, play it.
You're going to play after MegaCon.
Yeah, after MegaCon.
Have fun with that.
Why am I a square?
Because I want squares. You don't like squares, do you?
I don't want to be a square.
Where is it? I could do this.
Get me out of the circle.
I'm all my crap back there, basically. I'm going to shift this camera just a little bit. See, all you see is my books. But yeah, I'm in classes. I'm in class. 2 classes, at least, so this, 2 classes per 8 weeks. Oh, at least until January. So, yeah, but we got quite a bit to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Before I say hello to the chat, I'm going to let you all know that there's a speculation about James Gunn's future within Warner Brothers, because he was kind of absent. Well, not kind of, but he was absent at David Ellison's first meeting since the takeover, essentially, or with Warner Brothers. Rachel Ziegler has not learned her lesson at all. So we're going to be talking about her. The Buffy remake series has been officially canceled. They are no longer moving forward with it. So we'll be hearing it from basically Sarah Michelle Gellar's, from her directly, like her little statements. And a bunch of little things I have. Kate Winslet has been cast as the female lead in Hunt for Gollum. Like other than Galadriel, there's no other role she could be that would be canonical that would make sense. So she'd have to be like a non-canonical character. And if they do make her a canonical character, again, it would not make sense.
We're going to be discussing the director of Slanted coming in and talking about Asian representation. Yeah,
Asian representation. The state of Asian representation in Hollywood. I have not seen the movie Slanted. I have no desire to see the movie Slanted. I know the premise. We'll be watching the trailer.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's going to there's a remake of a Single White Female planned. Not in the works, but at least could potentially move forward with Jenna Ortega as one of the female leads. The other female lead is a black actress that I do not know. So I'm looking at the 2 actresses thinking, well, you can't say single white female because neither one of them is white. Which is why with the original one, because both actresses in the leads were white. The Exorcist, it's not exactly a remake. It's more like a reboot. So it's not like a remake of the original film. They're kind of like rebooting the universe, so to speak, and that's moving forward with Scarlett Johansson at part of the cast for that, amongst other names for that. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't think Exorcist does not need a reboot at all. And telling Steph that apparently Steve Downes, if you don't know who Steve Downes is, he is the voice actor for Master Chief in the Halo games. He has voiced his displeasure over the use of Master Chief in that those clips that we showed last week that kind of made Ben Stiller rant a bit about the use of Tropic Thunder in that montage. Well, Steve Downes has kind of voiced his opinion about that matter, and he's like I said, his displeasure. And apparently also, this is actually from March 6th, but, another company that's upset, not about the montage or anything, but upset with the Trump administration is, the Pokemon Company, because the White House account on X used Pokopia as part of a meme. They're not happy about that. And then if we get to it, I have a Collider article. That's like basically 8 reasons it's hard to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy today. It's more of a rant, personal rant on my part.
Oh.
Which I won't go through every reason necessarily, but the last 2 are just really fucking stupid. It has nothing really specifically to do with Lord of the Rings. It's like just the reasoning is just stupid overall, and I'll get into that if we get to it, basically. But oh, and by the way, also since it is pre St. Patrick's Day, so I have my glass. I have my Bloody Mary mix.
Are we doing shots?
Yeah, I'll do shots. You don't have to, but I'll do it. But like, you know, super chats will get you shots. All right, I'm gonna shake this up, and I'm gonna say hello to the chats, basically, because it's pre St. Patrick's Day, and I'll be in a live lecture class Tuesday evening, so there's no way I can like technically I could, but you know, because I'm a good student, I'm not gonna get drunk.
I don't know how you drink those
drunk
Bloody
Tuesday, so I'm gonna get drunk tonight. But you know, if you send super chats, all right. So I don't like beer. I've never liked beer. Call me weird, but I've never liked beer. To me, maybe it's the type of beer I've had, basically. Because I every time I say I don't like beer, people are like, "Oh, you're not drinking the right beer." Okay, fine. But everyone I've tried has tasted like if I were drinking warm piss.
Ew.
I'm saying is like if I were to drink that, like that's how I imagine if I were to drink urine would taste like. It just tastes disgusting to me.
You can drink any beer you want as long as it's a Corona. Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, as long as it's Corona. Yeah, so it's like I said, you know, super chats, shots, basically.
How do you drink Bloody Marys? I can't.
I like it. I don't know why. I like it. But anyway, so first off, I see Anthony. What is up? Trey, who is suffering at an AEW event. You know, basically condolences to Trey. So, like, you know, basically pour one out for the poor boy. He's at an AEW event. Good to see you. Yes, this is my PayPal. Oh. So if you choose to directly donate, appreciate it, but you don't have to. If you choose to go, like I said, go through PayPal and not YouTube. So appreciate it. Well, you jumped on me. Thank you.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day is on Tuesday? That sucks.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's like I said, because it's always March 17th. And tonight is like I said, pre St. Patrick's Day. So
I'm traveling on Tuesday. Maybe I'll go out and party when I
just take finds like small bottles like this, basically, because you know I can down one of these. Just like smuggle them in your pockets, basically, just start like, you know, hide them up a slave and just go like this.
Yeah. Like this. Well, I always drink when I fly. It calms my nerves.
But you don't like flying?
No.
Or just you're kind of like my mom.
I'm a lot better now, but I still just drink when I fly. I'll have a St. Patrick's drink beforehand during the flight, and then I'll go out to a bar or something when I land in Orlando. I know all the bars.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
I'm sure you do.
I'm not few months, that's all I would do when I lived there. For the first few months, I would just go to bars and drink.
You became a tour guide, basically. It's like,
I was like,
you want this experience? Go to this bar.
That's what I did to explore. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna explore the city and
you found the bars.
You know what? Like, I have found the only thing that I miss about Florida is how great my hair was over there because of the humidity. My hair was fantastic. I was like, dang, it is so soft, so silky, so smooth. And then I moved back home and I'm like, man, it's back to being dry.
It's back to dry heat. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to put all these oils in it and stuff again. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. That's one thing. I love Texas, but that's one thing I don't miss. It's like that dry heat. It's one thing I do not miss.
It's all about hair. It is.
It is.
That's why I wear caps all the time.
Psychotic Mongoose. Hello, Truth Warrior.
You know what I was noticing during the intro, Mara? Is that like throughout the years, your background has never changed.
and I think mine changed like 5 fucking times.
Yeah, because every time you fucking moved and stuff.
Yeah, every time I
Or
moved.
traveled, basically. So that'd be like different backgrounds. At some point, my background is going to change. I just don't know exactly when that's going to happen. But at some point, it is actually going to change.
I didn't
After
notice
that,
it
it's not
until
gonna
I was
change
like
after.
watching the intro. I was like, oh my gosh. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, I moved from there to there. Okay. Moved over there to prepare for that move. Moved
Yeah.
over there. Had to move rooms.
Yeah.
I had to move rooms while I was over there. I was like, God damn, my background has changed so much.
So, like I said, like the background at some point will change for me. After that, it'll stay the same, kind of like with the intro, basically. So it's not gonna like be any different posts. Basically, I guess I'll call it a move at some point, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. Psychotic Mongoose, hello. Truth Warrior, Michael, yes, I'm making sure. DS Eagles, hello. Shaluk, what is up? Jimmy the Cast, good to see you. I did see the super chat, and I will get to that, and then take a pour some in here and take a shot. Let's see. Evan, hello. Good to see you all. If I miss anyone, I do apologize for that. Soul Assassin, hello. Terra Crystal, what is up? Hello. I'm gonna try to. I saw your not bunny outfits, but I will try to find my bunny ears to wear.
On
Easter?
I used to have bunny ears. I have to
Oh.
find them. I used to have ones that lit up, but I have no idea where they're at.
So,
you know what? I was watching that intro and the part where I went to go get my nails done and I got that huge ass. Yeah. I'm starting to think that like they get you drunk at the nail salon so you like get more services done, because I just went to go get my nails done and I ended up like getting my face waxed. I was just drinking and talking to the person who was doing my nails. I was like, oh yeah. And the next thing I knew, I was like getting a pedicure, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I don't feel like doing my eyebrows. I think I'm gonna get these done.
That's where they get you. That's seriously where they get you. I'm going to be getting my nails done a week from tomorrow. Is when I'll be getting my nails done. And so. And then after that, I have an idea for when I get my nails done for, technically for my birthday, but it most likely will happen after my birthday.
I got designs on my nails.
Mm-hmm. Like mine are like technically like I've had green nails like for St. Patrick's Day since February, basically, but I do it like every 3 to 4 weeks. So these are green. Trust me, I am wearing green for St. Patrick's Day technically with these.
I swear, I got a little tipsy at the nail salon because I haven't been drinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like lately, too much at least. And like for flashbacks.
You know what happened? Speaking of drinking, do you know what? I don't know how my brother managed this, but yeah, James Gunn should be fired. Like, okay, so like Friday into Saturday, all right. So it basically was like 1 a.m. for me. I get these texts for a Wendy's order, and I'm thinking it's spam texts. I'm like half asleep. I didn't put in a Wendy's order, so I ignored them basically. Then I got the text Saturday morning, late morning-ish, basically, that the order was picked up and on its way. And I was like, okay, this definitely spam or like something. I checked my bank account and nothing was amiss or anything like that. So it wasn't like one of those where it's like basically someone hacked into my bank account and used my account to make a Wendy's purchase, basically. So I was like deleting the text. I was like, not paying attention to it. Get the last text saying that the order was delivered. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to open up this text and I'm going to look at the picture to see if it's actually where I live or not. It was my fucking brother's place. And I'm like, I texted him, did you order Wendy's? He's like, yeah, I did. Why was it delivered to you? And I was like, no, it's delivered to you. I got the text. Somehow, for some reason, he had a craving, and he absolutely wanted Wendy's at 1 fucking a.m. in the morning. And of course, Wendy's is closed, so no one's going to be picking up anything until the next day anyway. So, the order came between like 11 a.m. and noon for whatever he wanted, and somehow he put my fucking number in. So I'm getting, and he was wondering why he wasn't getting any confirmation. I was like, "You dumbass! I've gotten it here. He's like, this is your order was delivered." So, and he was drinking with his friend. So it's like, you idiot. I was like, how do you put my number in? Anyways, like, bad enough that I got like pissed off because I got woken up at 1 a.m. talking about a Wendy's order. To find out that he did order it, and somehow like he had no idea what number he was putting in. I don't know. Let's see. I did not bother watching it, but that's what I heard, Evan. Yep. Good to see you. Oh, what?
Mara, share my screen. This is you and me in a picture.
Out of curiosity, which one is which? I imagine you're the orange. You have orange cat energy.
This is me and you in a picture.
Oh my god. Yeah, she definitely has the orange cat energy.
You're like sitting in front, like, I need to protect this one. She has no idea.
Pretty much, yeah. You're the one who would gravitate towards the edge of the sidewalk, and I'd be the one pulling you back away from the street.
Oh my gosh.
It is like this. Hold on. It's like it seriously is like this, chat.
Hey, just double checking. You cleared your calendar for dinner tomorrow night, right? I'm dying to go to that new place. Like, I can't. Oh, sorry. Dinner tomorrow. Me. Yeah.
Okay. It's like that.
Yeah.
It is like that.
I need to save that picture.
But here it is. Super chat to ease Mara's pain of waiting on Steph to watch her movie. So I'm just like, I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll give you a movie for April, but like I've given you 3 so far.
I'm not even.
Like she's already broken that resolution, and it's not
I completely forgot about it. I'm not even joking.
I'm saying I've resigned myself to the fact that you've already forgot about broken that resolution, and it's not going to happen. But I'll still give you a movie anyway to watch in April. So I have to decide what. You like musicals, right? I'm not gonna hold on. So, have you seen A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum? Cheers, Phil.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's what you have to watch. It's a musical. It's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Okay.
All right. So, gaming or what? Good to see you. I hate the fact that YouTube has changed to the ats, so I can't remember who's whom. But JHN says I sleep on the plane. My mom's not a fan of flying either. Like she wants to go to Universal Studios, but she wants to take the train to it. So, let's see. War Machine, hello. Let's see. If I miss one again, like I said, I do apologize. Ads, hello. Shadow Warchild, good to see you. Like I said, for those who are just tuning in after I made the announcement, basically for super chats, I will be taking shots because it's pre-St. Patrick's Day. So, let's see. Again, if I miss anyone, I do apologize because I'm trying to scroll through all the comments before we get to the topics. You now trust this twisted thing. Kind of is.
Look. This is what happens to you guys in the middle of the night. That's how you get your cow licks.
Oh, did you see the commercial where it's like, oh, what is it? What is it for? But it's like the explanation for why you get bed hair.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna play it for you guys before we get into the topics. It's pretty old commercial, but it's kind of like that in a way. Stay tuned. Hello.
Ads in the chat says Steph wearing a Wicked hat. Mara, you like musicals, right?
I was like, you like musicals? Here's the movie. Well, I'm saying like you like musicals. Here's the movie, right? But I'm like, and I said it's more or less like you like musicals, but have you seen this one? And she hasn't seen the one I recommended, so she has to. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it's a musical. That should at least make you want to see the movie. But anyway, well, I'm gonna try to find that commercial. Let me see if it's on YouTube. I have no idea what to even put in as keywords to see if. Hold on, I don't know if you'll hear this. Let me just make sure. Nope, it's not it. I can't even remember what it was for.
What?
I can't remember what the product was for, basically. It was an explanation for why you get, like, bedhead. Let me see if I, like, bedhead is what.
Oh.
It's like an old commercial. It's not on YouTube. Like I said, I can't remember what it's for. What they were selling. Let me just see if I can do a search. No, that's not it.
Come on, Mara.
I can't find it. But basically, if anybody can, like, knows where to look or knows it, but basically, like, this guy's going to bed, and this ape, or like, it's like, I can't remember if it was a gorilla or not, basically, but this ape comes in and drags him from the bed, and he's like dragging this guy all over the place, and the guy's like asleep through the entire thing. It's a commercial. He's asleep through the entire thing. The ape puts the guy back into bed, and the guy wakes up, and like he has like no idea why his hair's so messed up. Basically, I can't remember what the was actually kind of what the commercial is supposed to be selling, but I remember that premise, and I just can't remember. I just can't find it. So, but yeah,
I don't know.
And I'm saying it's been a long time, and I can't. Like, I can picture kind of it. I can kind of picture it, but I can't find it. So, but anyway, that's like what I was thinking when you showed that image. Anyway, what do we want to talk about first? You want to talk about? Let's see. How about you want to talk? You want to talk Rachel Ziegler or Slanted?
Ooh.
Wella Gorilla.
Well, we can do a quick one of Slanted, because that feels like a really quick topic. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, that's it. Like, he dragged him from his bed. Well, shock. Thank you, Soul Assassin. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, for those who are new to my channel, or and in general, and to the stream, real fast, I will be saving up my money to fly to where Liquid Blake lives, so I can just live stream myself physically assaulting him. All right, that's like kind of like my goal in life. And in fairness to Dan, I will be wearing the Cammy cosplay, so at least he has something like, nice to look at before his eyes are kind of like shut by, because he'll have 2 black eyes. But anyway, yeah, but physically assaulting Liquid Blake. Anyway, slanted. This premise, because apparently you need to be white to have any hope for anything.
It looks like slanted director Amy Wang and star Shelley Chen reflect on the state of Asian representation in Hollywood, and they're speaking about their film Slanted, which, if you don't know what this film is about, it's a film where an Asian girl can become white to see what it's like to be white and see how she's treated as a white. She like undergoes this it's not surgery. What is it?
I have no idea. I didn't watch the trailer yet, so.
Oh, yeah. She undergoes like this procedure that turns her into a white person. It's a new satire that follows a girl who dreams of looking like the past prom queens in her high school. So she takes a cosmetic surgery that makes people of color appear white.
Just to answer this real fast. I'm like a 2nd degree brown belt in judo. This close to being a black belt, so yes, I know how to fight. Anyway, go ahead. We'll listen to this shit.
Hold on, I went to a different tab.
Oh, great.
I'm trying to get my way back onto the tab. Hold on.
How many tabs do you have open?
I think Lucy Liu and
okay, so this is Amy Wang, and she's talking about Asian representation.
I think Lucy Liu and Charlie's Angels was definitely a form of pride for me to have, like an Asian woman be a lead.
Hey, pause that right there. Pause that fucking right there. Like, that's the movie she was proud of, like, an Asian woman like being a lead. I don't know. Did she miss Michelle Yeoh in like Super Cop from like 1996? She was also the female lead in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Now let's see who else she names.
Be desirable, and she looks so fucking hot. She still does now, but I think that was a big moment for me. And I think Crazy Rich Asians was a really big moment too. A slew of incredible Asian American stories have come out in the last decade. That's been awesome to see the celebration. I think that's been really cool.
I think it's just so lovely to think that we get to be part of this community that we create for, and you're always going back and forth. I think a moment that always stands out to me is the first time I went to Sundance in 2020, and I just went to see Minari because there was just like an Asian boy in my pamphlet. I was like, oh, let me go see. That year was the first year I got to experience the magic of that film festival world, and I was my first lead, and then the whole cast came out, and it was so serendipitous. It felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be.
It's such a weird conversation because it's such a Western conversation to have. It's such an American conversation to have, to talk about representation and being represented, because this comment down here is pretty hilarious. It says, does she know that China, Korea, Japan, and basically every Asian country have their own film industry full of people that look exactly like her?
Yeah, especially China and Japan. Basically, Korea is like emerging as like a leader in that like Asian film industry. Also,
if you do want to talk about Asian representation, there has been a lot, mostly because studios make films like specifically for Chinese audience. There's storylines that have specific characters in there in order to pander to Chinese audiences. Like in the new Independence Day movie, there was a whole there's a storyline where this guy like falls in love with this astronaut, and that was made specifically to pander to Chinese audiences. So I don't know if she like understands when you're making a movie for representation purposes or because you're proud, and when you're making movies specifically for pandering, because what she's talking about with all this representation, it feels like it's pandering, as opposed to I'm making something that's that I really have, my heart and soul into, and it's a story that I really, really want to tell. Because because saying this while promoting the movie Slanted is crazy. Because in the trailer, it's almost like she's embarrassed and she hates how she looks and wants to be white.
Yeah, kind of ironic.
Yeah, because that's that when you watch the trailer, like that's the impression that you get, is that she hates how she looks, she hates her eyes, she hates her hair, she hates everything, and she just wants to be white. So how can you make that movie?
We're playing the trailer. We're playing the trailer, so yeah.
Yeah, so like, how can you you make that movie and then say like, oh, representation is I'm so excited about representation and I'm so proud of representation. Talking about representation in Hollywood when you're making this kind of a movie. Is this the type of message that you want to put out there? Because based on the trailer, that's just wild to say that, like, I'm so proud of representation in Hollywood when you have this girl, the lead actress, the lead character, want to be white in your movie.
I just don't get it.
But this is slanted.
Have you ever suffered the injustice of being a person of color in this world? Have you ever had someone tell you how impressed they are, how well you speak English without an accent?
你为什么老是化这么浓的妆啊？
Speak English, Mom.
Or are you just tired of the way white folks look at you? If you can't beat them, be them.
Hi, my loves. I have some sad news. I'm not going to run for prom queen.
Gag.
You think Olivia's racist and stupid, so help me beat her for prom queen. I have a whole plan. Vote for me. Vote for me.
你的头发怎么啦？本来这黑头发不是很好看吗？
I've decided I'm going to endorse one girl for prom queen. Someone we all want to be, irregardless of prejudice. I can see your black roots. Ew. Hello?
Don't be shy.
It's very interesting because it's just like, instead of embracing who you are, instead of embracing, you know, your nationality, or you end up dyeing your hair blonde and trying to try to turn yourself into something that you're not. It's
yeah.
What is this place?
We help you reach your true potential.
Welcome to ethnic modification. 3, 2, 1. This is my favorite part. How are you feeling?
It's good to be white.
It's good to be white. She started off Asian. She hates herself, and then in the movie, it's good to
the
be
only
white.
The only time it's worked, and that's only because of comedy, was White Chicks. And that was like pure makeup because they had to like go undercover.
Yeah.
Hey, new girl.
Hey, come sit. I just gave myself an upgrade. Finally be treated the same as everybody else.
I gave myself an upgrade, which means that as an Asian, she thinks that she's less than, right? Instead, like, not proud at all. Not proud. That's what they're saying in this trailer. So like the fact that she's just like, I'm so proud of representation. But the movie is about this girl who hates herself, who thinks that she's less than, and turns herself white.
Look at what you've done to yourself. What happened?
Hey, I'm busy.
For a new plant to grow, the seed has to die.
This is a common side effect. This is a common side effect. This is a common side effect.
Joe, how wonderful is it to be white?
Do yourself a favor. Get tickets to a Michael Bublé concert. That experience as a white person will change your life.
Like, the movie is already pretty cringe, okay? Or at least the premise of the movie is pretty cringe. But I really liked what Deluded Shaniqua posted about this. She said, all new movies are basically just insecure minorities broadcasting their ethnic grievances against white people. That's pretty much what they're doing. It's pretty much what it is. And they're calling it representation, right?
Yeah.
They're calling it representation, hating on white people, saying that finally we're being represented while making a movie about how much this Asian character hates herself and wants to be white and is happier white, saying that she's an upgrade when she's white. Yeah, all of this, like hating on white people, hating yourself, masked under representation. It's
pretty much
and equality, representation and equality in Hollywood, and I'm so happy about it. When if you look at Netflix, like the top things that are watched in Netflix are K-dramas. People love Korean media. Absolutely love it.
Michael pointed out that like K-pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Film.
And then anime. People absolutely love anime. So
the
fact that she's just like we're underrepresented when so many people have turned to alternative entertainment like K-dramas, like K-pop Demon Hunters, like anime. Why don't you make something in that genre? Like why don't you do something like that in Hollywood? As
it's kind of like
opposed
remember the movie Real Women Have Curves? That's kind of like, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but like that would be how you kind of do representation in Hollywood, where it's like, you know, it's like this is our culture, and not to put down another culture basically, but to kind of like, you know, what that culture experiences, because it was it starred America Chavez, basically, like one of her early films. And it's kind of like her coming when I say coming to terms, I mean like kind of blossoming within her own culture, and like nothing, like I don't remember anything where it's like blatantly pointing out, it's like, you know, as a comparison to like say white people or anything like that. It's more or less like, you know, it's like her biggest, I guess like obstacle was her own mother, kind of like who wanted her to lose weight and things like that. So it's one of those types of movies that I think would work if they wanted to kind of show the perspective from their culture. But now it's like they want to show that perspective in comparison to the white culture, but make the white culture negative and the minority culture, whatever it is, the positive. Or is it America Ferrera? Sorry, America Ferrera. It's like one of her early movies. Real Women Have Curves. Hey, Tris.
I don't remember. I don't know that movie.
It was like from like early 2000s or something. I'd have to look it up basically, but yeah, like Soul Assassin, Real Women Have Curves. But I love anime. So I actually want to learn Japanese so I don't have to watch subs all the time or dubs. That's like my goal pretty much. But yeah, but I love watching anime. My plan for like the week I'm not streaming is to binge the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, because I've been hearing positive things about it, and I've been trying to hold off until like when I'm not streaming to where I can actually just binge it and I don't have anything else I'm working around, essentially. So that's my plan. But I really want to watch it. I watched, you know, the Demon Slayer series as well as the movies. Chainsaw Man movie was like just like peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a biracial woman. You know, my skin tone is fair, so I look completely white. But I love anime. So, but yeah, I guess according to this, I can't because I'm white.
It's crazy that she's mentioning, you know, a movie like Crazy Rich Asians, which is already such a great movie, but it has a cast of all Asian people, and you know, say like how proud she is of that while promoting something like this, like Slanted, where you have a character who hates how she looks and thinks that the only way she can succeed or become prom queen is to give herself an upgrade, that upgrade being becoming white.
There a
she
movie
hates herself so much that she has to she hates herself so much that she thinks that she needs to become white, and her talking about how this is representative of Asian people, and it's just like, that's not right. No, I don't think so.
There was a movie literally called Crazy Rich Asians. So it's like they found a way to show Asians succeeding in that. Basically,
movie
Crazy
is so
Rich
good.
Asians.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Crazy
saying,
Rich Asians. I
but
actually
they
love
showed
that.
like, hey, like they were successful to the point where they were like pretty much financially sound.
Well,
So it's
no,
like, what?
they yes, and it's a good. I think it's such a good movie, and it's a good, I guess, Asian representation. Like they're um you show how important they show how important family is. They show how
Mhm.
important community is. They show how important like feasts and meals, celebrations, traditions, how you start from nothing and basically become an empire. Like they show so much in that movie, while also having um drama in there, mixed in there. But it's such a great movie. And then she's just like, oh yeah, slanted. This is the movie after talking about Lucy Liu and how she was featured in Charlie's Angels, talking about Crazy Rich Asians and how great that movie was. But this is the type of movie this is the type of story that you decided to tell. And then she's disguising it under representation. Like
Yeah.
it's just
At least the
wild.
first season. At least the first season was good. Was Squid Games. Yeah, but that was like really popular to the point where people were looking for anticipating to a degree like season 2, even though I don't think it needed like a second season. But Squid Games was like the first season was like most of what anybody talked about when that came out. Like, did you watch Squid Game? That's so good. Pretty much.
There's this conversation already is pretty dumb. It's such an American conversation to have when there's so much successful Asian media out there. There's already so many fans of Asian entertainment, and you have successful things just this past year and the year before that of successful Asian media, and she's just like, it's underrepresented in Hollywood. What are you talking about?
No, it's like it's probably one of the best represented, best loved.
Well, yeah, best loved, best well received.
Yeah, like well received. Like
audiences.
the first season of Squid Game, K-pop, Demon Hunters, the Korean dramas on Netflix, animes. People have like gravitated from Western media because comics have become our Western comics have become shit. Our shows have become shit because it's all about messaging and not actual stories. It's to the point where it's actually driven away customers who were supporting those franchises for years to looking at different avenues of like entertainment, and that's why like anime and manga has done so well, especially recently. And it's like because like that story, like maybe not all story, like not every anime story or manga story is like well received by people, but it's like the story itself is that's what the importance is, not the message.
No,
and if there is any messaging, it's universal, which means like you could, no matter what race you are, you can like connect. Yeah, pretty much. You could say she hates white people and save his time.
This talking point is so performative, which is why I really like this comment where it says all new movies are basically just insecure minorities broadcasting their ethnic grievances against white people. Like that's why I love this comment so much, because all of this crap is so performative. It's white hate disguised as representation, pretty much, and then their insecurities as well. So I don't know. I thought this was pretty funny when I heard her say this. And the movie already is ridiculous. It's so dumb. It's made by the same person, I think, who made or not made by, but from the studio. I don't remember. The Substance. So I think it's going to be like body horror. It's going to be some type of horror movie.
That's what it looks like.
But,
that's what it kind of looks like, body horror.
But still, the premise of it is stupid. It is really, really dumb.
And for those wondering, it's a different actress, basically. I don't know the Asian actress. I like
it's a whole different
Shirley
actress.
Chen. I don't know, but it's McKenna Grace, who's the white girl, like the white version of Shirley Chen's character. So that's all I can tell you. It is a different actresses, basically. So
I got lipstick like in my mouth, and I can taste it, and it's gross.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much abomination. Yeah, but people have loved like Asian representation in film and TV pretty much for decades. Like Bruce Lee,
Crystal, before Charlie's Angels, we had Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Akira Kurosawa.
Oh.
Yes, Nancy Kwan.
I've got like Donnie Yen.
There's so many examples of successful
Jet Li.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so many fucking examples.
There's so many examples of successful Asian actors that for her to be like, oh no, there's still no representation.
Yeah.
If there really wasn't, then you wouldn't even be able to name a single one off the top of your head.
Yeah.
When you can name 2 whole handfuls of them. So
yeah, lots of westerns were inspired by samurai films. They include like Akira Kurosawa, films. Yeah, like the Magnificent Seven, which is a western remake of Seven Samurai. So yeah, and I'm talking about the original Magnificent Seven. I have not seen the remake.
Secret of the Ooze was in theaters. I didn't even know that.
I wasn't able to go see it.
I totally would have gone to see it. I did not see it. I love Secret of the Ooze.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah,
The
so that's again something stupid someone in Hollywood is saying, pretty much. I like Throne of Blood is good. What else? Because Throne of Blood, I know like that movie partly inspired Star Wars. I know Yojimbo. Oh, what is it? I can't remember. But like, it's like, say for example, so well, I gotta like make sure I don't butcher his name. I want to make sure I don't butcher his name. But there was an actor, Toshiro Mifune. Toshiro, I want to make sure I was remembering the spelling correctly. One of my favorite Japanese actors, all right, from like decades ago. He was like, in Seven Samurai and other films. One of the best actors in film, just in general. Best actors in film in general. Japanese actor. But again, I shouldn't know that, right? Because I'm a Westerner. I'm fair skinned. So I'm obviously white. So I can't say he's one of my favorite actors. So, yeah, Big Trouble in Little China was mostly Asians. Yeah, pretty much he only had like 3 white characters in the entire movie, and that's Jack Burton, Gracie Law, and Margot. I can't remember how to exactly pronounce her last name, but the reporter. Pretty much only 3 like prominent roles for white actors. Every other actor in that movie was Asian. Anyway, okay, let's speaking of someone saying something stupid, let's talk about Rachel Zegler real fast.
Ooh.
All right, so I have this article. Where is it?
I have it all.
Well, if you want to share it, because I have the OK article about Rachel Zegler, but she's back in the news, chat.
Yeah.
She's back in the news. So the article I have, if we talk about it, says she single-handedly tanked the Snow White film. I would not say she single-handedly did that because that movie was shit all around. But her opening her mouth didn't help at all. So she
not at all.
has not learned. She has not learned at all. Say, hey, maybe, just maybe, I should keep my mouth shut. Maybe, just maybe, I should actually, or think about what I'm going to say, decide if it's worth saying, or if I should shut up. People with tact do that. This bitch does not have tact.
So, on top of Disney's Snow White remake losing $170 million, all right, possibly even more than that, Rachel Zegler decided to do an interview with Harper's Bazaar UK magazine. And in that interview, did she take responsibility for anything? No. Did she take accountability for her words? No, not at all. She doubles down on the divisive rhetoric despite the Snow White box office collapse. And I don't know if this was an attempted comeback, but she did talk about Snow White or I don't know if this was an attempt at a comeback or if she just did this interview because she's very like popular over in the UK. in fact, she's going back over there now to do another show. She's incredibly popular over in the UK.
Disparu, is that correct?
What?
The Disparu lover, is that correct?
Disparu's gonna go see one of her Broadway shows.
Yeah, I believe it.
She did talk about the backlash, right? In the interview, Zegler framed the backlash against her behavior largely around identity and cultural expectations. So she has learned nothing. This is her quote. I was told I wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story and too much of another for Snow White. It was a really confusing time to be in my early 20s and hearing that. I grew up proud of being Colombian, eating the food, wearing the dresses, drinking the coffee, doing all the things that are so intrinsic to who I was as a kid and who I am as an adult. It turns out all you need to do in order to be Colombian is eat the food, wear dresses, and drink coffee. That's it.
So
off the top of her head, that's what she thinks that being Colombian is. It's making sure that you eat Colombian food, wear dresses, and drink coffee.
Well, I've had Colombian cuisine, so that made me kind of like a third Colombian based on that rhetoric.
But in her first sentence here, though, like I was told I wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story. Well, I mean, she talks about representation and proper representation, accurate representation. And in order to do that for West Side Story, you can't be Colombian. You have to be Puerto Rican because it's a Puerto Rican gang. The Sharks are made up of a Puerto Rican gang.
Yeah.
You know, Tony
even I know
falls in
that
love with a Puerto Rican girl, and she's not Puerto Rican. She's proud Colombian because she eats the food, wears the dresses, and drinks the coffee. And then too much of another thing for Snow White. Well,
no, because you're not white.
You're Colombian.
Yeah,
you're not white like Snow White should be. So that is accurate. That is accurate. And the people who were telling her that she wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story were Latinas, were people like her. Interesting. They were like, no, we actually want Puerto Ricans playing this role. Yeah. And that's not you. So she also has grievances with people of color as well. Where was I? But do I think there's an argument to be made that in the public eye, at least, well, you're two things. You're simultaneously nothing. But I refuse to assimilate for anybody else's comfort. I think that it's funny that she says the word assimilate. First of all, she's fully assimilated. Okay. She is like third generation American. This girl is fully assimilated. I'm pretty sure she's from New Jersey. Okay. She is assimilated to America. She was born and raised here. To say that I refuse to assimilate would be for her to move to, like, I don't know, Colombia and refuse to learn the language there. She refusing to assimilate. That would make more sense. That statement would make sense if she chose to actually move to Colombia, right? And refuse to assimilate. But she's fully assimilated here in the United States. And in my opinion, I think the only reason that she said that was because there's a huge talk of, in right now, at least in the United States, of the people who come here to move here. There's a huge talk of them assimilating to Western society, to Western culture. There's a big conversation happening right now around that fact. And if you can't assimilate, then you need to, maybe move back. Maybe the United States isn't where you should be, or wherever you move to, assimilate to wherever you move to. That there's a big conversation around that. And I honestly think that is why she said, I refuse to assimilate for anyone else's comfort. I think that's why she said it, because otherwise that is a ridiculous thing to say. It's a ridiculous thing to say at the end of all of this. Because she is a fully assimilated American. She was born and raised in the United States. But then we have this. Rachel Zegler claims she grew up without Latina beauty icons in media. Reality tells a very different story.
That is like that. Even I'm like, bitch, Selma Hayek would like a word with you.
Yeah, for sure. I started laughing when I saw that. I was like, there's no way. Like, there is no way.
Like, she did not just say without Latina beauty icons. Selma Hayek was the fucking beauty icon for most people.
Now,
I just thought she was Latina.
Now I'm gonna share a clip from that. It's what I found because I was watching. I like watching these things. Okay, like I subscribe to all of these major magazine things because sometimes they have like celebrities go in there and do a makeup look or show us what's in their makeup bag. And they asked Rachel Zegler to do that. Rachel Zegler reveals what's really in her beauty bag.
Right.
And that's where this clip comes from. It comes from this interview, and she reveals what's in her beauty bag. And then the last like 10 or so minutes of this is her talking and answering questions. And so that's where this clip comes from, because they initially they ask her about a specific thing that she does, because it's supposed to all be about beauty, right? Like that's the whole conversation. It's all about beauty. And initially they asked her, is there a specific thing that you do in your beauty routine every time you do your makeup? Okay, every time you do your makeup, is there something specific that you do every single time? And instead of like answering that question, because it's a simple answer, right? Like for me, I never skip out on mascara. I do my mascara the same way every time I do my makeup. Or like with concealer, that's something that I do not change. That is a staple in my routine. I don't change that. It's something that I do every single time I do my makeup. If I decide to not skip out on one thing, it's concealer. I've never changed the way I've done it, right? And so they asked her that question, and this was her answer.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that I try to replicate every single time I do my makeup. But
that's it. That's where that answer should have stopped, right? Is there anything like you replicate, like you do every single time?
Well, that's the point of a routine.
Yeah, it should have stopped right there. It should have stopped right there. Or if they're talking about like replicating a specific beauty look, like a way that she, like the way that I do my concealer is something that I found from someone else, and now I do that, and I've replicated that for years and years and years, and I've never changed that.
It's the same way I do my eye makeup. I found a style that I liked, and I do that each time.
Yeah, you found something that you liked, and boom, right there. But then she goes off, and I feel like she was just looking for an excuse to tell this story, if it's even true.
But I do know that there were a few girls I met at the stage door who draw their beauty mark like me. And that was really, really sweet. It's something that Steven Spielberg, when I was 17 years old, told me that people were going to do that one day. And I thought that was a ridiculous thing for him to say. And then it was pretty crazy when it happened for the first time. So, because I used to want to do the Marilyn mole right here.
Marilyn, a white woman? You wanted to do that?
Like, she was comparing herself to Marilyn Monroe. Not only that, but she's incorrectly pointing to where Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark was, because it's on the other side.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, what? Like, really wanted to. She's like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. She's putting it on the wrong side of her face. But she's comparing herself to Marilyn Monroe. Like, people draw their beauty marks like me, just like I used to want to do with Marilyn Monroe. It's like, stop. Do not compare yourself to that icon.
I'm like, just like when she brought up Marilyn, I was like, did you seriously just bring up Marilyn Monroe, like an actual beauty icon?
Yeah. But now, then you have this next thing, which is the thing that I pulled off of that interview, because when I was listening to her, I was like, there's no way she's saying all of this stuff. Like, that she can't be saying that she grew up without Latina representation in media. Zegler is facing renewed backlash after comments from her recent Harper's Bazaar interview circulating online, in which the Snow White star suggested she rarely saw women who looked like her represented in beauty and media while growing up. Zegler, who's currently 24 and half Polish, half Colombian, reflected on how she viewed beauty standards as a young Latina. Check out her. Okay, so this is the video. All right, this is what she said.
When I was younger,
and I edited this because it's just her with this background, right? And when I was simply just going to pull this video and post it, but then I was like, you know what? No, here's what I'm going to do. usually when we start discovering makeup or we start discovering, a beauty routine or we start wanting to buy perfumes and stuff, we're about 12, 13 years old, right? So I went back in time and I searched online for magazine covers, commercials, people who were popular around that time. So it's around like 2013, 2014 that I was like looking for all of this stuff. It was just everywhere. It was so easy to Google and find. So those are the images that are popping up, and I left out a lot of people, but still, I just the few that I found, I was like, these were just off the top of my head, and I put them alongside what she was saying because what she was saying sounds so incredibly ridiculous.
When I was younger, my approach to beauty was a lot more shaped by what I was witnessing in big pieces of media. So it was who was on magazine covers, who was in the beauty commercials, who was in movies. It was considered like the most beautiful movie star at the time. It was definitely very Eurocentric as I was growing up. Being young Latina, that was hard because not a lot of people looked the way that I did, or they didn't have bushy eyebrows like I did. They didn't have dark eyes like I did. So as I've grown up, I've been able to find within myself, which is really nice. And I'm sure the dawn of the internet is both a helpful and hurtful thing for that, because I was able to find other people like me, but then I was also opened up to a whole nother world of comparison. But I have a frontal lobe now, and that's been really helpful.
Wait,
I don't think.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I have a frontal lobe. Everyone has a fucking frontal lobe.
Yeah,
what the hell is that supposed to mean in
I
that
don't
context?
think it's fully developed just yet.
I'm just saying, like, what is that supposed to mean? Help me, chat. Like, what the fuck is she trying to say?
I don't think she has a fully developed frontal lobe, or it's an underdeveloped frontal lobe now. But what's interesting is like, during that time, she was born in what? She's 24, so
She's 24, so early 2000s, 2002.
Early 2000s. So even when she was born, I was like, I had to look up, like, there was a Latin explosion of music at one point.
J-Lo.
It was J-Lo, Ricky Martin, Shakira, Mark Anthony, who else? Christina Aguilera. There was like even I think like NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, because they were like very big at that time.
Oh, Howie, Backstreet Boys, he was.
No. They were putting out Spanish albums.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah.
Christina Aguilera would put out a Spanish album. So it's interesting that she would say stuff like this. Pitbull. It was interesting that she would say stuff like this because in the early 2000s, there was a Latin music boom. It was a phenomenon of Latin music and Latin artists getting very popular in the United States, crossing over into the United States. And well, not all of them that were crossing over, but you know what I mean. And being incredibly popular. Like Ricky Martin was one of the popular ones. Mark Anthony was another one. There was another one besides those two. Enrique Iglesias.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yes, Enrique Iglesias was another one who were incredibly popular. And it's just like, okay, so did you just not see any of this? Right.
And not only that, under a rock the entire time. Like, how did she not accidentally see any of this?
Yeah, and not only that, but like I would think that when she's younger, she's watching shows like Victorious or Wizards of Waverly Place, which had two Latinas as their stars. You had Selena Gomez and Victoria Justice, I think is her name. But I don't know if that's her full name. But you still had those shows on Nickelodeon. And Disney was one of them on Disney. I don't remember. But you still had like those shows. Right. And you would think that she would see that. That's representation for her. But she wants the representation to look just like her. Right. Just like her. Because she says bushy eyebrows. Like that's one of her things. It's so funny when she's talking about like the representation of being Latina. She thinks that it's dark eyes, dark hair, and bushy eyebrows. Like that's what she's looking for. That's Latina. That's what it takes to be dark hair, dark eyes, bushy eyebrows. That's what it is. That to her, that's what it is. And dark skin, of course. But the fact that like all of the representation, especially in makeup, because like J-Lo, you couldn't look at a L'Oreal hair ad without seeing J-Lo or Eva Longoria. One of
Yeah.
those two. They were like the faces of it. CoverGirl was this lady on the screen. What is her name? I can't remember her name.
So I'm so blanking on her name.
I'm
She's
blanking on
in
her
Modern
name. Oh my
Fam-
gosh.
Modern Family.
Oh, what is her name?
Anyway, thank you for the $5 super chat, Mike Hill, who will Rachel blame for the dwarves winning the Razzies last night. Well, every white person, that's what she'll blame.
Oh my gosh, Sofia
Vergara. Thank you. So yeah, I'm like blanking on her
you.
name. I could see her in Modern Family and other films, but I was like blanking on her name.
CoverGirl with Sofia Vergara. Even Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba started her own beauty brand. She started Honest Beauty. And then if you go down here, she's one of the successful women. Where's it on the Forbes article? America's richest self-made women. Jessica Alba. Like, don't tell me that there is no Latina representation and you had to find it within yourself and become the Latina representation yourself when all of these major powerhouses came before you.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that there was absolutely nothing in media, that it was purely white, purely Eurocentric, and you can't gravitate to a single one of these women. You couldn't gravitate towards any of them. Like, that is complete and utter bullshit. And it is said in order to make herself the one and only Latina in big pieces of media. I'm finally here. Rachel Zegler, y'all can look to me, that my half Colombian, half Polish self, and I am now the Latina representation of Hollywood. You're welcome. I am finally here. We now finally have Latina representation in Hollywood. This is such a narcissistic statement and is so disrespectful to all of the women who have paved the way for your ass to come in and ruin a whole bunch of movies by talking trash about every single one of them. You are absolutely not as successful yet, even in your career. You have been handed something on a silver platter and proceeded to spit all over it while blocking and denying the fact that anybody else came before you. I thought that this was absolutely ridiculous. And that's why I put it out on social media. Because when I heard that, I was like, shut the fuck up. Are you fucking kidding? Do you hear what you are saying? Are you that much of a narcissist that you're just like, I had to see myself. I had to see myself. And now that I have a fully developed frontal lobe, you know what? I don't even have to compare myself to anybody. I'm here and I'm the only representation that I will ever need. Like, are you crazy?
She is. Yeah, she is. She's fucking crazy. Like only a crazy person would say that shit. Because like I said, like when she said that she had a hard time finding representation anywhere, my immediate thought was every man's wet dream that came out in the late 90s or the early 2000s. That was like, you've seen From Dusk Till Dawn, you fucking know.
Salma Hayek.
Right? Salma Hayek.
I put 4 covers of Salma Hayek because there were so many. I was like, you know what? Let's just grab all 4 of these.
Yeah.
And
like
this was just in a year. This was in a year. 1 year.
And like, she was everywhere. And I'm just like...
And like, it's so funny because like some of these, like this girl from, what's her name? From Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool's girlfriend.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know, they're not even like fully. I even chose like half Latinas, like her. You know, I was just like, let's just put these on. They have Latina. They're still Latina representation because they're like Rosario Dawson. I was like, they're still Latina representation. I'll just put them on the cover because even like her, they're half. They're not even full.
Yeah.
So like her, they're kind of like, she likes to call herself like a white Latina, you know? But there you go. There's still even white Latina representation before you. But what I'm loving or what I find hilarious about this tweet specifically is that there's a lot of quote tweets from people who live in South America, who live in Argentina, who live in oh my gosh, I can't who live in South America, who are saying that Rachel Zegler isn't even Latina. She's not fully Latina. She's not from here. So she can't call herself Latina. She's white. They consider her white. She's white. She's not representative of us. She's not who we look to for representation. Like people from South America are completely ripping her to shreds. They cannot stand her. And hold on, let me stop sharing this really quickly and find some of those tweets because I find them to be so freaking funny. Let me view the quotes.
It's kind of like actual Africans despise Black Americans. Like they can't stand the fact that Black Americans are calling themselves African American, and actual Africans are like just hate them. Like you are not us. Stop calling yourselves that.
Oh my gosh, I can't find like.
That's why I try to bookmark posts when I can.
Hold on, I'm just gonna share some quotes because I just viewed my quotes. This girl's in Argentina. The fact that she describes being Latina as a matter of physical appearance makes it crystal clear just how dumb and gringa she is. So that's white. Just how dumb and white she is. This other person, there's nothing I hate more than a gringa who thinks she's Latina just because her parents were. Dumbass, you were born in New Jersey. They're translated from Spanish. You'll never hear Anya Taylor-Joy saying these dumbass things. Always the one who's got a Mexican great-grandfather and can't even say hello. It's curious how she never mentions that her last name is Zegler because her father is of Polish descent. All of this is translated from Spanish. I'd have to find more, but like is the Latina in the room with us? All of this comes down to being angry America created the most influential culture in the world, and it reflected the people who built it instead of whatever shitty country her parents and grandparents fled from. Most insufferable actress. Like there's more, but like I can't find them all. Here's the only Latinas who showed up were Sofia Vergara and Salma Hayek. Yeah, because they were actually from those places. I would have to like look for more that are translated from Spanish. Hey, Latinas, please just sit down already. We're not going to fight the same speech with the same people all the time. I just think it's so freaking funny that there's a lot of people from South America that are completely just trashing her, saying that like you are not Latina, you are white. In their eyes, she is white.
Yeah. So. And she's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, like there's people in South America and Venezuela, even in Colombia, that are quote tweeting that, and they're like, "Girl, you're white. Sit down. You're white, girl. Sit down." Like all of it that's translated from Spanish, you go and look where they're from. They're all in South America. They are based in South America. They're like, "Yeah, you're not representative of a Latina. You need to stop talking."
Hey, Oni. Yeah, but she's not. She's not. Well, let's see. I have a few more topics to go over. Let's see. Let's talk James Gunn real fast, because now I'm not saying like this is purely speculation, but he was absent from the first meeting with David Ellison. So the speculation that at least his position within the DC. Within WB is precarious at best right now. So let me go back. Let's see. James Gunn leaving DC Studios. This is the lingering question after the Superman director failed to show up for the first meeting with his incoming boss. A lot of DC Studios now depends on the answer to this question, which in turn depends on the version of David Ellison that meets James Gunn when the ongoing Warner Bros. Discovery Paramount Skydance murder is completed. The formal excuse will likely be that he was held up in Atlanta filming Man of Tomorrow. However, that does not fully explain his absence from a 45-minute meeting that could determine the fate of one of the biggest comics franchises in the world. His contract at DC is set to expire in the spring of 2027, having been extended for just a year, as was initially set to end in 2026. So probably just in time at the very least for Man of Tomorrow to be, if not released, in the process of being released. Where's my mouse? Okay. It's thank you, Az, for the Australian. I've heard it's dollary dues, basically, because every other Aussie I've seen says that. But it says cemented as Jennifer Lawrence saying she was the first female action star in history. That was stupid. So
yeah,
that was just stupid. That both are just stupid. So, but anyway, like I said, it's purely speculation. But it's still not a good thing to miss the first meeting with the new boss taking over. So, like I said, I think at the very least, James Gunn's position is precarious. So, I don't know. What do you think about that stuff?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm waiting for something definite, basically, at this point, because it's a lot just, hey, is he gone? Is he going to be gone or not? So,
honestly, as much as I haven't really liked the stuff that James Gunn has come out with for, the new DCU, as much as I dislike it, I would rather him stay there than they start all over again. And if they decide to let him go or whatever, if he decides to quit, then just don't start a whole universe, right? Just make movies.
I was going to say, at this point, if he leaves, just stop. Have a even though we love DC, have a DC hiatus. Focus on just making movies, not universes, just movies. Because you have you have the Batman 2 coming out, so just focus on occasionally a DC movie comes out. Just put a hiatus on the universe building around it. And I know he hates his boss. He's not a fan of Paramount taking over Warner Brothers. But yeah, that's my feeling. Basically, at least for the universe building, just stop. Just stop. You have Batman 2 coming out. Maybe occasionally, like I said, have a superhero movie drop, and that's it. So that would be ideal, Evan. But I have a feeling they're not going to do it. I have a feeling they're not going to go that route. So yeah, there it is. So that's basically like I guess I have a lot of little things that pure speculation. Oh, you're speaking of Latinas. I don't know how this is going to work. All right, because I imagine Jenna Ortega is going to play the role of Jennifer Jason Leigh in the remake of Single White Female. But neither one of these actresses is white.
I was gonna say single white female.
That's the
movie
remake.
Are they just gonna call it single female?
I mean, but that's what people were joking about, that they'd be calling it just single female because neither of these actresses is white. And basically, the premise of Single White Female, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but the premise is you have Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Bridget Fonda, she's the one basically who's kicked out her fiance, and she's advertising for a new roommate, and that ends up being Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, who's there's something off with her. I'll just say that. Bridget Fonda's character quickly kind of realizes there's something off about her new roommate. All right. And you have Jenna Ortega and Taylor Russell. I don't know Taylor Russell. I've never seen Bones and all, so I have no idea anything about that actress. But like I said, neither one of them is white.
No.
Neither one of them is white. But have you seen the original Single White Female? Okay. It's very much psychological, because like I said, it's Fonda's characters, and realizes that her new roommate, there's something mentally off with this woman. So it's basically a psychological thriller. And end up being received better than they expected. It to be received at the time it was released. So I don't know, but I think like it's probably just single female at this point.
Just single off-white female.
Yeah.
What would they call it? Like, what would they call
single white adjacent female. It's like they can't say single white female. That's like the weird thing. Like I said, they can't say single white female with these 2 stars. So single white adjacent, single off-white, single white in name only, female. I don't know. It's like they can't say white. Oh, Jenna Ortega is female. Thank you for the other $5 super chat, Mike. Millie Alcock said girls will leave after watching Supergirl thinking it's okay to be a little bad and messy. Again, and I'm probably ruining this for most people, but I cannot look at Millie Alcock and like not see a female version of I don't know if it's the alcohol that's making me fuzzy when it comes to the details.
What?
Young Anakin.
Drunk.
No, young Anakin. The actor who played young Anakin in the prequels, who was bullied. His name.
What?
The actor who played young Anakin in the prequels.
Uh-huh.
When I look at Millie Alcock, I see a female version of him.
Really?
Jake Lloyd, thank you. Look at Jake Lloyd and then look at Millie Alcock, and she kind of looks like a female Jake Lloyd.
No, she doesn't.
I think she does. I think she does. She kind of looks like a female Jake Lloyd. So. And we don't need to see Supergirl to know that, hey, we don't need to be perfect. And one. And 2, Supergirl is not bad. She's just not a Boy Scout like Superman, but she's not bad. That whole, stick with her character in this upcoming Supergirl movie, I'm pissed off at that, pretty much. And I'm pissed off at the fact that people were praising James Gunn when he was set to reboot the DCU. And he said something stupid about how Supergirl, all right, would not know anything about Krypton, basically, because people were asking, why doesn't Kal-El, aka Clark Kent, ask his cousin about Krypton? It's like, well, how would she know? Because she's younger than Clark Kent. She's younger than Kal-El. If he actually did research on that character, he would know that she is actually older than Clark. She's actually older than Clark, so she would remember something about Krypton. The reason why she looks younger is because her ship, her pod, was kind of caught up in space. So she didn't land at the same time her cousin did. All right, so he landed first and started aging on Earth, and then she finally landed because she was in suspended animation, and you age very slowly when you're in space. So that's why she looks younger than Clark. It's not because she actually is younger. It's because of the fact that his pod landed first. But she's older. But no, he says something retarded like that. And DC is saved, everybody. Hey, Keely. Anyway, back to single white female. It's now gonna be called single off-white female. Single white adjacent female. Whatever. It's not going to be single white female. There's no way they can make a single white female with those 2 actresses. All right. What else? Okay, I'm going to ask another question of have you seen a movie? And I have a feeling you are going to say no.
Oh.
Mainly because it's a scary movie. Have you seen The Exorcist? The original The Exorcist? Okay,
No.
I figured it'd be no. I figured it would be no.
That's demons. I will not watch stuff like that. I didn't even go into the Exorcist haunted house at Universal because I don't want that kind of energy around me. That's demonic stuff. No.
So, well, I have. Yeah, it is a classic. You can't see it, but I have the poster for The Exorcist, basically. From 1973. All right. one thing I remember from watching like a documentary about The Exorcist is like when it was released, like theatrically released as part of the promotion for the movie. Since Steph has not seen the movie, like for those who have seen the movie, a lot you probably have seen clips of this. The doll, like when Reagan's head spins. Have you seen like even like scenes of that where her head spins?
No,
After
I've
she's
never
possessed?
even.
Okay.
The only
Well,
the only thing-
they obviously used a doll because there was no CGI back then.
Yeah.
Basically, they used a doll for that scene, and they stuck the doll in this like cab or something out like outside one of the theaters that was like remote, like they hooked up remotely, so that way each time someone passed the car, the vehicle, the head would spin just so they could see people's reaction. So they would start spinning the head on the doll. It's like part of the promotion for this for that movie. Another shot from Mara's pain of Steph not watching a movie. Mara knows. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I figure for me to get properly drunk, I'm going to have to ask you: have you seen this movie just for super chats? Like, pour one out for a movie that Steph has not seen.
Pour one out for Mara. For Mara's pain. This is something that I won't watch that. Yeah. Won't watch.
Yeah. But it's officially entering a new era, based, because it's not a remake, it's a reboot. I have no faith in it.
Now,
but I was looking at that title, $661 million horror franchise reboot, and I was like, the reboot itself cannot be that expensive. So I looked at like how much it. Well, I looked at how much it costs for like the rights, basically purchasing the rights, and the rights itself is like $400 million.
Oh.
For the rights. So it's probably a big factor in that 661 reboot total. And I think that they're planning on it being not just one movie.
Yeah.
But like a trilogy. So that might be playing into it as well. For that, like at least for that total. I don't know where CBR is getting this total. I tried looking it up. I fucking hate these ads. I try to close them and they just like. But those who are set to star in these movies, now Flanagan, I do like overall. I just have no faith in this reboot. But where did it show like who's going to star in this? I think I saw that who's going to star in this. That might have been when I looked up the budgets. But it's like a good number of people, to include our favorite John Leguizamo. So he's like supposed to be in this reboot as well.
You know what's interesting to me is they chose Scarlett Johansson to lead the Exorcist reboot, and I'm wondering if they chose her specifically because of how successful her Jurassic World movie was, but people don't go and see that movie for Scarlett Johansson. They go because it's a dinosaur movie.
So it could have starred anyone, and people would have gone to see it because of the dinosaur.
Yeah, it really could have starred anyone. It wasn't because Scarlett Johansson is a big box office pull. It's a Jurassic World movie, and those movies, like typically, when they're rebooting it or whatever, you have like a new movie start with a new cast of people, and you're like kind of like restarting the story or continuing with the story. People are interested to see what it's about because dinosaurs. I'm kind of interested to see if this will be successful, because that will tell me whether or not she was the reason that the Jurassic World movies did so well.
I'm going to be following this. I'm going to be following this. Definitely. At least the news for this.
Like if anything, girls went and saw the new Jurassic World movie for Jonathan Bailey, because he's like the sexiest man alive right now, according to People magazine, so like he's incredibly popular. So like maybe they went to go, and it was oh my gosh, what did they call it? Sexy Glasses Summer or something like that.
Something like that. It was weird, like a weird phrase.
I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was like Sexy Glasses Summer. So you had Jonathan Bailey in Jurassic World, then you had Pedro Pascal, and I thought there was a third one, but I can't remember which one.
I can't remember.
I can't remember who the third one was. Oh, Clark Kent was Superman. Clark Kent was Superman. So it was like Sexy Glasses Summer or something like that. So if anything, like girls went and saw those movies in order to be like, hey, I'm taking part in Sexy Glasses Summer, going and seeing our daddies on the big screen or something like that. So it had nothing to do with Scarlett Johansson. And so I'm honestly curious to see if this movie, if this reboot, this horror, what is it called? The Exorcist, if it does well.
I'm gonna be following it too. I'm gonna like I have no plans really to see it. Like I said, Shadow War Child. Like I know like there were 3 movies originally. I just don't know how many they have planned moving forward with this reboot. We do not acknowledge the second Exorcist movie. I would say if you're gonna watch them, just watch the first and the third one of the original movies.
And not only that, but also like horror movies typically do really well. If this movie has a big budget, because the reason horror movies are doing really well and are successful is because their budgets aren't very big. Right?
Oh, yeah, Michael pointed out that Undertone
with a bigger return. So if this has a bigger budget and ends up having like a small return, especially after spending that much money, procuring the rights to this franchise, I'm actually curious to see how well it does, because
that's why I want to follow it.
The reason people are going to see horror movies is because those they're done pretty well, and all of these big budget movies aren't any good.
Yeah, Undertone, which I saw, and it's which I can give like a slight review for. When I say slight review, I don't want to give any spoilers, basically. So if you want to go see it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Made with a $500,000 budget. All right. And a lot of this, like, it feels slow at times. And that's mainly because I feel like you're really only focused on one character. Technically, there are 2 characters you see, but the mother is like bedridden. Like she's practically comatose. So the only really one you're interacting with the entire movie is her daughter. Every other character, you only hear their voice. So basically, the nurse, you only hear her voice. The doctor, you only hear his voice. Her podcast friend, basically, because they do a podcast where they talk about, supernatural stuff, where he's the believer, she's the skeptic. Essentially, it's like part of their kind of routine. Like you only hear his voice. So really, like in $500,000 budget, and it made $93 million its opening weekend on a $500,000 budget. So it more than made a profit this weekend alone. And I'm gonna try watching it again because, like I said, I was kind of tired when I watched it, so it felt kind of slow at points. But I think like the ending is just phenomenal, and the movie itself nails the apprehensive tone of horror movies very well. It's made by a YouTube horror movie that was made by a YouTuber that made a lot of money. I'm not sure about that. I know Lights Out was based on a short that I think was on YouTube, but I don't know if you're referring to that or something else that was made into a movie. The only one I can think of offhand was Lights Out, and that did decently well. But like I said, horror as a genre really doesn't need a big budget at all. No. As long as you nail the atmosphere and tension, you could have the most minimal budget there is. And you can make a profit. It's one of the easiest ones to make a profit with.
Speaking of horror, oh my God. Someone shaved his mustache. Pedro Pascal reveals on the Oscars red carpet that he's ditched his facial hair. This is interesting because he said that he was never going to shave his mustache. Like that was part of his brand. And he shaved his mustache. Look at his face. He looks so weird. My first thought of this because it was revealed that he's dating this one guy.
Oh, Markiplier. I thought he was more known for like gaming, not YouTube. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
He's on YouTube. Markiplier's.
Well, no, but I thought he was more known for gaming or something like that. It's not. Anyway, like I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking of his game, I wasn't thinking about the gaming part of it. I thought it was like a short film on YouTube, like a YouTuber who did. Anyway,
when I am terrible because when I saw this picture, I was like,
okay, what were you thinking?
I thought He probably had to shave it because he didn't like the smell of his facial hair after getting done going down on his boyfriend.
Well, that scent does linger.
On the other side, though.
So, yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, that's why he shaved it. That has to be because he's in a relationship now with this dude. I wonder if he
did he finally come out?
No, there were. Well, I mean, he posted some pictures on Instagram, on in his stories, I think. But like, he was also like captured by paparazzis, like all cuddled with his boyfriend. Thank you, Steph, for that. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. So no.
He's like, ew, my mustache.
That's not the horror I'm thinking of. I'm thinking about actual good horror movies and stuff. But I also watched Iron Lung, and I thought it was like longer than it needed to be. Never played the game, so I don't know if it's all accurate to the game.
Blech.
But when you said YouTuber, I was thinking about someone like the one who made Lights Out, who would do short films on YouTube, and like then because Hollywood has done that where they see a popular short film on YouTube and go, hey, I want let's make that into like a feature-length film.
Look at these comments. Don't ever do it again, Pedro. Unk, what did you do? His boyfriend said his mustache made his mouth look too much like a vagina.
Oh my god. Why do you do this to us?
Oh my god. You have to read the comments, Mara. It's so funny. The comment section is hilarious.
I'm not drunk enough for the comment section. More super chats, and then we'll go through the comment section.
Someone said didn't think he could look any gayer, but here we are.
That's actually not fair to the gay community.
Someone said put it back on.
Yes.
with that girl from Scary Movie. That's some scary shit. That's some scary shit. Oh my god.
Scary
Nobody
Movie
liked
6
it.
looks like it could be really good. Have you seen the trailer for Scary Movie 6?
This is in preparation to play the live action version of Ned Flanders.
Oh god. Come on, don't ruin Ned Flanders like
they
that.
erased his mustache with CGI. That's Rami Malek in 10 years.
Oh, come on, don't do Rami Malek dirty like that. For
Oh my gosh.
Come on. What was I gonna say? Oh, have you seen the trailer for Scary Movie 6?
Yes.
All right, I think that's gonna that looks like they're like returning to form, so that looks like it could be like really funny.
Did you see the poster? The poster that they put out?
Oh yeah, I've seen the posters. What is that?
look. Aren't you glad he's
back? I'm just saying, it looks like they're returning to form. It looks like they're returning to form, like with the first two Scary Movies. So I'm really looking forward to Scary Movie 6. So, but anyway, okay, we're not gonna get to everything I have, but here's something that, like, I don't go out of my way to find this news. I get tagged in this shit. Like every time there's like Mike Hill, not to throw you under the bus, but every time there's Lord of the Rings news, you tag me in it. And so you tag me in it, and then I get sent, and then I get like DMs with people like, "Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this?" So yes, I have seen it because you all keep tagging me in this. So Kate Winslet has been cast, unknown character, but to play female lead in The Hunt for Gollum. Okay? Seth, how many pages do you think the account for Hunting for Gollum covers? Like, how many pages roughly? You're pretty close. A few pages. Like 3 pages roughly. And it's basically just Gandalf recounting, yeah, like he was a pain in the ass to find. Finally, Aragorn found him, and like, oops, It was after he already revealed this shit to Sauron and his forces. I'm just basically the gist of that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's only a few pages, and then you have the notes and the appendices, and that's it, basically. So they're taking that, which barely is it's not even the length of a short story at this point. All right. Taking that and running with it. It's like the War of the Rohirrim animated movie that came out not too long ago. That was only about 2.5 pages total accounts. Full-on movie. Mr. Milquetoast, I don't know if you're purposely trolling me or you're serious with this, but it is not an open canvas to play with. It is not a fucking open canvas to play with, because once you go down that route, it becomes studio fiction and filler. Like, pure non-canonical fucking filler at this point.
Wasn't the Rings of Power an open canvas?
Yeah. That's what they're claiming, because according to them, there's no Second Age source material. Never mind that the Silmarillion exists, the History of Middle-earth exists, and every other book dealing with First Age and Second Age stories exists, basically.
Open canvas, and look what they did with it.
The Silmarillion was actually written before The Lord of the Rings. It just wasn't published until after Tolkien's death. And that's because the publishers were like, yeah, we don't want to publish this because we want something more like The Hobbits. So Tolkien had to kind of put it on the back burner and shelve it for a bit and then write The Lord of the Rings. No shit, they're non-canon because they're adaptations. The difference being that the Lord of the Rings films, all right, for example, 1 film per actual fucking book. Entire fucking book. Not 3 fucking pages. Do not put this shit in my chat, all right? As a defense for this goddamn travesty. 3 fucking pages is totally different from a fucking book to adapt. So no, it's not. It is fucking not an open canvas. Do not fucking dare say that about Tolkien in my chat. And I'm fucking serious when I say that. That is the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard from anyone. I don't care who says it.
Let's just giving you an update.
A book is different from 3 pages.
Giving you an update on how the Oscars are going, because the Oscars are tonight. Michael B. Jordan has won for Best Actor at Sinners. And then Paul Thomas Anderson won Best Director for One Battle After Another, that propaganda movie. Golden has won Best Original Song.
Of course. And I know where that's from, so.
What is it? Javier Bardem said no to war and free Palestine. Gave a little virtue signaling over at the Oscars.
Anyway, it doesn't say what her character is. And there's no way that she could be an actual canonical character and it makes sense to the story. That's all, it's like, there's no way that, the only character I could think that, she would play that's canonical would be Galadriel, and that still would not make any sense. So, yeah. So. Yeah, that was news coming out for Hunt for Gollum, which is a movie that should not even be made. And I said the same thing for War of the Rohirrim. It's a movie that should not have been made. Because that account was only 2.5 pages. And they sidelined Helm Hammerhand for the unnamed daughter.
Mara, are they making a Bridesmaids too? Because
I wouldn't put it past
whole Bridesmaids reunion segment at the Oscars.
Probably. It's not a full reunion because they're missing one. They're missing one of the bridesmaids.
Oh yeah, the blonde.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are so happy to all be here together tonight. I cannot believe
that it's been 15 years. Now, we are not good with numbers, but we figured out backstage that means we shot this movie in 1883.
They're not funny.
No, they're not.
I can't stand Kristen.
Anyway.
What is her name? What is that girl's name?
Kristen Wiig.
That's Kristen Wiig? I can't stand Kristen Wiig.
Anyway. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I'm not going to go into every reason, all right? But I had to rant about this Collider article that I was sent by someone.
F1 won Best Sound.
Nice.
Let's go F1.
All right. Now, this is from March 5th, so it's a little over a week old. I did not see it because Collider is shit. But I was sent this article, 8 reasons it's hard to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy today. All right. Get a load of these reasons. All right. Get a load of these reasons. 8 reasons it's hard to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy today. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that. All right. But here are the reasons.
Okay.
Number 1, the movies are very long and require a lot of time in one sitting.
They're not for you then. You're not a fan. Get out of here, fake fan.
Pretty much. I was like,
get out of here, fake fan.
Like Tolkien fans are like, hold our beers. We'll show you how to do it.
You think the originals are long? Wait for the director's cuts, yo. That is a Thanksgiving tradition in my house. We watch the director's cuts.
It's a New Year's Eve. It's a New Year's tradition in our house. Christmas and New Year's tradition in our house. We put them on and we like watch all 3 movies in one go.
Yeah, the extended versions, like the longer version.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Thanksgiving at my house.
Some of the early digital effects look dated on modern screens. Well, no shit. They were filmed in the late 1990s.
How dare you? Have you seen Thor: Love and Thunder? You think those are good? Did you see Ant-Man: Quantumania? Like,
oh god,
get out of here with the visual. Those visual
oh my god,
look dated. No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, I think you're thinking, listen, if you want to talk about dated visual effects, okay, I will give you The Hobbit. And I think that you're thinking of The Hobbit. I think you're thinking of The Hobbit.
That's where CGI was like way overused versus the practical effects in the Lord of the Rings. So yeah. The serious old-fashioned tone can feel distant to today's audience.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time we hear a woman speak. Good. All right. Good. What's wrong? God. You don't like to see masculine men protectors on screen. You want the women to save the get out of here.
So yeah. Large parts of the story focus on traveling, which slows the pace because they're walking the entire.
They're walking. They're literally on a quest. They are on a quest
all the way from the Shire to Mordor, which is not
a really good conversation.
A short trip.
If you open up your ears, listen and pay attention instead of scrolling on your phone.
It's literally from the Shire to Mordor, which is not a short trip. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of traveling because they can't fly anywhere. There's no planes or cars. They either travel by horse or walk at this point. So it's like, what are they going to do? The formal old-style dialogue can feel hard to connect with emotionally.
Then you're dead inside. You are absolutely dead inside.
The father of modern fantasy, he can't connect with that.
The old-style dialogue, you are totally dead inside. Oh my god. Yeah.
I think these reasons are so stupid.
They're like, nobody said 6'7". I don't understand. I can't connect with it. Nobody called... Aragorn didn't call Ghibli bro. I can't. Oh, Legolas didn't say bro in the movie. I can't connect with it. Nobody was like, hey guys, come with me to go and fight Mordor.
like no one.
It's not supposed to sound like it's 2026.
No. And no one used like the Gen Z slang, like cap or no cap or Riz or shit like that. No, it's because like. But it's the clear good versus evil approach leaves little room for moral complexity.
Can we go get an iced latte before we war? Like, I would really love that.
Yeah. Or mine that makes me think of like the reel you sent me with like the zodiac signs if they're drafted.
Yes.
Yeah, like Libra is like, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm so done. I'm done.
I'm so done. And meanwhile, me and Aries are like showing us driving a tank or flying a helicopter.
Yeah, you're like really getting into it. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, the clear good versus evil approach leaves little room for moral complexity. If they want that, read Game of Thrones. Because
I swear, it's these people that
healthy.
they like moral gray area because they themselves have no clear morals. They don't believe in good and evil. They're just evil. And so they have to be like, well, we have to do morally gray because I don't want to do good. So I want to be okay with sitting in my evil morality that let's just create morally gray. I don't like looking at actual good characters who have good morals because it makes me feel terrible because I don't have those good morals and I don't want to have those good morals. I would rather sit in my evilness. That's why
if you can't relate to the good characters in Lord of the Rings,
complexity.
Yeah, if you can't relate to the good characters in Lord of the Rings, that's just something about you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's just something about you, not the movies, not the story. Years of cultural overexposure have reduced the impact of big moments. And I gotta read number 8 too. I gotta read number 8 too, because 8 is just as stupid, right? Because it goes kind of with number 7.
Overexposure.
Knowing every story beat removes the sense of discovery and surprise. Well, I guess we can't fucking watch the Star Wars original trilogy anymore because we know the big reveal there.
I know. Don't ever rewatch a movie that's ever been put out ever because oh no, your surprise is ruined in every single one of them. What a fucking idiot. Who wrote this? Was it a woman? If it was a man, I'm completely judging them.
It was a man. Safwan Azim.
Oh God, I judge you so hard.
The fact that he actually sat down and wrote this article, I'm like, I got to 7 and 8, and I'm like, well, I guess we can't watch the Star Wars movies anymore because we know the big surprise is there. So it's like we can't watch those movies anymore. We can't watch every classic movie that ever came out because we know the story beats.
It's a feminine man right there. That's a feminine man who doesn't like Lord of the Rings.
I can't watch. I know what happens to the West.
I'm not as strong as these men on screen. I don't relate to them. I'm a pussy.
Pretty much. But like I said, I got to number 7 and 8, and I was like, I gotta rant about this because those reasons were so stupid. Like so stupid because it gets to a point where it's like they're long. You can't connect with them emotionally. It's too much good versus evil. It's this. I mean, like it's like nothing. And I actually sat down and like wrote that article.
Baby Grogu's at the Oscar. Speaking of Star Wars, this is our Star Wars representation. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda at the Oscars. It's Star Wars representation. That's the representation we get at Star Wars. For Star Wars, it's all about the Baby Yoda now. It's all about the Baby Yoda, the Grogu, the Mandalorian and Grogu. They don't even show Pedro Pascal sitting next to him. It's Kate Winslet. It should have been Pedro Pascal, but it is not. It is all about the Baby Yoda, the Baby Grogu.
I just like it's all about the Baby Yoda. Even my brother, who's probably I wouldn't say like he's like lenient with Star Wars now. He hates what Star Wars has become, right? But like I would say like when all the shit was going down, I was a lot more vocal than he was when everything was happening with Star Wars. And we went to go see a movie, and it was my sister. But like like my siblings don't like what's happening with Star Wars, but I was the one that was most vocal. And I went to go see a movie with my sister. We went to go see Send Help. And a trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu came on. All right. And we're like, watch that trailer. And after it was done, I was like, so fucking stupid. And she's like, yeah. Like, even she said, yeah. like it's so stupid.
Did you like that movie, Send Help?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look for it now.
You haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it. I wanted to watch it, but I just
I want it is okay. I know this has become like a almost a tradition with Talk Nerdy. Have you seen Misery?
Are you asking me?
Yes. Have you seen the movie Misery?
I have seen parts of that movie.
Okay, so you
I
know the
saw,
premise.
yeah, I saw a little bit of that movie when my mom was watching it.
Okay, so you know the overall premise.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
all.
one.
That's all I would be
That's the
getting
one
at.
with like the obsessed fan with the author, and she breaks
Yeah.
his legs. Yeah.
Yeah, like remove the obsessed fan element and like with the just focus on the psychosis, and it's a little bit of misery elements in this movie, basically, but not fully misery. Because I was going in expecting it was going to be like inspired by misery, and it is in a way, but not completely. So it's a bit more to it than that.
Okay.
So, so I was like, I guess it's become a tradition with like Talk Nerdy, where I'm like, I start to talk about something and I have to kind of stop myself and go, Steph, have you seen this?
I know before she compares it to that movie.
before I go into whatever I'm going to be talking about, I'm like, but yeah. Anyway, so
Dude, there's still so many people roasting in Argentina, just roasting Rachel Zegler. It comes up in my it comes up in my reply. It comes up in my quote tweets.
But I was going to talk about Steve Downs because he was like, he did not like the use of Master Chief in that montage released by the White House, kind of like, yay, justice, American style, that was released last week that got, Ben Silver kind of spurred out on X. But I have that, but I wanted to show Steph like that Pokemon Company did not like the Trump administration either. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Because you're playing the game. Because you're playing the
I am.
Pokemon.
Look, it's open.
Yeah, I'm not surprised there. I'm not surprised there. But the Pokemon Company issues another objection after the Trump administration used its IP for political meme again. Right here. MAGA.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
So Pokemon Company is like, stop.
It's actually a meme. Like, it's not just the White House who's been doing that. It's everyone. Everyone is doing that. Everyone is using the Pocopia thing. Like, even the Democrats did something.
Yeah,
I don't remember what they did, but
because
yeah,
of the Trump administration,
I'm just seeing it becoming a
going
meme
after
now.
it.
It's just a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the Trump administration, they're like, we're not happy. So like, cease and desist, pretty much.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, but it's
They can
Nintendo.
get mad at the
It's
meme.
Nintendo. They do stupid shit. Like they were actually going after the whole story back a while back, where it's like they try to put that they try to get a patent for a certain gaming mechanic, where it's like it's like so that way what was it? Because of like a Pokemon game, it's like anything using this is stealing from them, basically summoning creatures and things like that, which was very vague in the wording, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it real fast. Let's see. Okay, the Japanese Patent Office issued, they rejected Nintendo's application, but the application was related to monster capturing mechanics. Because they were using very vague language, and it was rejected for lack of originality. The patent was deemed to have used prior art from existing games, Pokemon Go, Monster Hunter 4, and Ark Survival Evolved, basically. So basically, monster capturing mechanics, which have been used in other games, summoning mechanics and things like that, which has been used in other games, and Nintendo tried to try to get a patent for it. And even the Japanese office was like, no, that's stupid, and rejected it. So,
yeah.
But anyway, but ultimately Japan rejected it, according to this. Ultimately rejected it. So. And even the U.S. Patent Office denied the patent application. Or I think like even the U.S. office was like, no, that's stupid. And you're playing Pocopia, right?
No.
Uh-huh. No.
No.
I see you looking down.
I'm not playing Pocopia. I thought we were ending the stream, so I turned it on.
I will be ending the stream.
I was getting ready. I was like, oh, cool.
We're ending, but I wonder if I couldn't
sounds
remember
like
what the
she's
patent
winding
was.
down. Let me just open this up.
You couldn't remember what the
Look.
patent for her. So yeah.
Look, I made this hut.
Okay. Okay.
I made this hut. See? It's pretty. That's where Charmander lives.
Okay, I gotta like start wrapping this up because so that way she can play this for like 8 hours. Another 8 hours. Anyway, before I do my outro, Steph, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Yes, I will be here. Let me share my screen really quickly. If you are going to MegaCon, keep going, make Steph suffer. No. How come we had to approve that message from Hertz? That's weird. Why did we have to approve that?
I don't know. There were other messages that I had to approve that like should not have needed to be approved earlier in the stream.
That was strange.
Yeah.
You can find me at MegaCon this weekend. If you go to geeksandgamers.com, this is our schedule. It's like right at the top. So like if you go right here, all of the MegaCon info is right here. And it has, I actually made this graphic. So can you see that? Am I sharing that?
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the wrong thing.
Well, you're sharing something.
Share this tab. There we go.
Yeah.
If you go here, I made this graphic, but this is the Geeks and Gamers specific schedule. So this is everything that's going on with G&G from Thursday all the way through Sunday. And then everyone else is on this schedule, which is the Rippaverse schedule. You can find everybody else who's going to be appearing at the Rippaverse booth. Also, this is we have a panel over at MegaCon, at MegaCon, and we got our room upgraded. So if you guys are going to MegaCon, come and check out the panel. It's going to be from 10:30 to 11:15 a.m. This is the main event. It's called Geeks and Gamers: The Importance of Pop Culture. It's going to be in room W304. All of this information can be found on this graphic here. So if you just want to like go to the website and then save this graphic to your phone, all of that information is here on this graphic as well. And then, of course, it's the big meetup on Saturday evening. It's going to be at Pat O'Brien's. And then also Geeks and Gamers is going to be doing a meet and greet over at the Rippaverse booth on Sunday. So that is where you can find me this weekend. And it's going to be in Florida at the Geeks and Gamers meetup at MegaCon. Other than that, I am going to be streaming tomorrow morning. I'll be doing makeup and media tomorrow morning, and the rest of the week I'm not too sure because I know that I have all of these other streams that I do throughout the week, so I'm not too sure. And for all of my channel members, I did tell you guys I do stream with all of my channel members on Friday evenings. I let you guys know this past week that is a little bit up in the air because of MegaCon. So if I'm able to stream with you guys or at least play a video game with you guys, even if I don't stream it, then I'll let you know in my YouTube community tab. So that is where you can find all of that information.
Okay. As far as my schedule this week, I'm pretty much moving forward because I am, for those who do not know, I have gone back to school. So like Mondays and Tuesdays are live lectures in the evenings, so I am unable to stream Monday and Tuesday evenings. For this week, I finished Resident Evil 9. I was like, come hell or high water, I'm finishing this game Saturday, and I spent I did like a 5-hour stream finishing Resident Evil 9. So go check that out if you don't care about spoilers. Last Saturday. So rather than start like a story-based game, since I'll be having to take a streaming break at the end of March, around the end of March, playing like Resident Evil 3 for a few days this week, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday kind of a thing. So thank you, Mr. Milk Toast. yeah, it's like, it's like I'm like working schooling in at like, schedule, like, it's like another things I do on a daily basis. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday afternoon, like doing gaming streams, like playing Resident Evil 3, and maybe even like into Sunday evening, because Sunday evening we're taking a break from Talk Nerdy to Us, so we'll be skipping next Sunday. So since Steph she will potentially might be unavailable, we don't know what the schedule is for MegaCon. If I do anything, it'll be a gaming stream in the evening, around the same time or so that I would be doing Talk Nerdy, maybe going for a couple hours or so. We'll see how, maybe even finish Resident Evil 3 if I get far enough for like the previous 4 days. And then like for that next week, no streams because I will be unable to until the 29th. And then on the 29th of March, it'll be on, and I'll remind her of this, chat, it'll be on Steph's channel on the 29th. So that way on Easter, April 5th, it'll be on my channel because April 5th is the Sunday before my birthday on the 10th. So April 5th will essentially be a Talk Nerdy, like news / Happy Easter / pre-birthday stream.
Yeah.
For me. All right, so that will be the schedule, at least through the 5th, pretty much. So no Talk Nerdy next week. It'll be a gaming stream for me. Sunday 29th will be her channel, and then on the 5th will be my channel moving forward. So that's it for me this week, basically. So it's just classes and gaming streams this week, and then a break next week where I'll be essentially no streaming and binging Jujutsu Kaisen. So finally catching up on that anime. Busy. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world, and we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Bye.
For Talk Nerdy. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Look at her blowhole. She has a fucking blowhole. What is that?
She's a glory hole in her head.
I can't do anything until the actual police get there.
So I'm like, what are you? Even I was like, what are you? So stupid. If you're a bigot, if you don't find this appealing.
Oh man, then I'm a fucking bigot. I'm 100% because this is disgusting.
Right here, proud bigot, right here.
I need to calm down. I think.
Okay, I'm entertaining the chat.
I enjoy King Shark. Found it cute and adorable.
Which are words you shouldn't be associating with King Shark. I'm sorry. I'm like literally messaging.
Oh. It lasted a little bit long. This stream went on a little too long for Mara's internet. I don't care now. Oh my god, what is this? What happened? I've taken over somebody's studio. And you know what? I'm a little upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all.
Alright, well, I'm a little upset, but I'm not upset. I'm
not upset.
You rampant slag.
He listens to metal.
Oh, I really insulted him.
Yeah, you did that.
Fantastic Beast rhymes. Fantastic. Jesus, fuck, I can't talk right now. What do you think they do at the Ministry of Magic?
I'm just saying you're saying it's been a perfect system for 1,000 years.
It hasn't been a perfect system. That's why I'm telling you they have departments in place for anything that were to happen. There's like this place that's like a drive-through daiquiri place. I drove through it.
When she says drove through it, she means the actual drive-through, not the building.
They have like 20-ounce drinks and then 32 ounces. I was like, you know what? Give me the 32 ounce. It is huge.
That's what 32 ounces is. 32 ounces is like 4 glasses.
I didn't realize. Hi, I'm Jason.
Oh my god.
And this is Momoa.
I imagine you did laugh way too hard and too long at this.
Mara is my ride or die. I love Mara.
I absolutely love that intro.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was close. Mara. Oh no! What is that?
Oh my god, are you okay?
Mara, what channel is the stream on?
Mine!
You rampant slag.